All right, Ron, let's see if I can do this and share as much information as possible. So as I mentioned, that cornering light was replaced. The little tab on the inside there was just broken. Not uncommon on those. As I mentioned in the video previously, the front bumper is in decent shape. However, it does have a scuff right here. And you can see there is a little bit of pitting. Since they don't coat the inside of these bumpers, you get some pitting from the inside out. So same with around here. And we send them to a detail shop, but they don't polish the metal and stuff. I mean, they do, $175 inside and out detail, clean the carpets, the engine bay, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, front bumper has those imperfections. I'm gonna try and point out any imperfections that I can find. The hood, you can kind of see in this lighting, has like a, it's pretty common on these GM hoods. It might buff out. They do polish vehicles at the shop, but they don't do like full paint correction. So there's a possibility, but that this would shine up a little bit better. This lighting is LED lighting, so you can see it really well, obviously. So these headlights, the headlights on the side are in good shape. I have these professionally restored actually by the detail shop. He sands them all the way down and then they're clear coated as well. So this fender's in really nice shape. There really isn't really any imperfections. Yeah, it's just a little piece of dirt. So the tires, it does have two sets of tires on it. Usually I like to put four of the same tire on, but it came in, they have the same tread depth. I just measured these the other day. They are 9/32, I want to say, so 90%. They are, yeah, good tread depth yet. Wheels are in decent shape. These older GM wheels do get like this little bit of kind of pitting and stuff like that. Especially around the edge here, it gets under the clear coat, so that's not uncommon on vehicles around here. So pretty typical. So as I mentioned in the other video, it does have the vent visors. The roof is in really nice shape. Glass appears to be in good shape. I haven't seen any chips or anything like that. The cowl, I suppose in California, you see these are usually rotted. In California vehicles, this one is in good shape. Usually the rubber rots away down south, at least in my experience. Both these doors are in pretty good shape. Can't really see any imperfections. This running board appears to be in good shape. Again, these wheels all kind of have that little bit of whatever, corrosion, or it's something with the clear coat that they used on top of the machine surface. So these are Firestone Destinations on the rear here. These have, they're like nearly new. They have similar tread depth to the front ones. You can see in the, so like if you're from California and you're not familiar with rust, basically they tend to rot out in areas where they collect dirt and stuff. There's sand in here, but you can see there's no orange in there. There's no orange on the corners here or the rockers. There's some dirt right there from somebody test driving it, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the brake calipers, they're nice and clean. Yeah, I'll show you the underside here in a minute once I get around the whole outside. So the plastics are in good shape. I was able to restore these plastics a little bit. They were a little bit more dull in the pictures. You can actually see the contrast right here. I didn't get to the inside here yet. So third brake light, I'm not gonna be able to test this because I'm by myself today, but they are tested at the shop, so the third brake light is working. We do not let any vehicle go out with the third brake light not working. So as far as these go, they all seem to be in pretty good shape. I think what you mean by the warping is actually the way that it sits against the seal on that side. It just sits up a little bit because the seal is pretty firm in here. You can kind of see that right here as well. But these are in definitely above average condition compared to most of them. So compartments are good. Obviously detail didn't clean those, but somebody pointed out, I had this taillight replaced too. It had like a tiny little nick in it, so I had that replaced. This was the tailgate. You could see, you remember there was that little thing in the video. You can't tell, there's obviously it was painted professionally. So yeah, back bumper's in nice shape. There's no imperfections on the rear bumper. Trailer hitch is in good condition as well. The only imperfection I saw on the bed is this little piece right here, mainly from, I assume something slid, because if you see there's like an edge right here. So I'm guessing somebody slid something and it just caught that. But the bed's in good shape. It seals, it doesn't leak any water or anything when it goes through the car washers in the rain. And the biggest thing, I don't know if these feel like they might be steel, but on pickups in rusty states, this usually rusts out here, but this one is obviously clean. So again, there's very light sun fade here. I did get these to come out pretty well. They're not perfect, but they definitely are better. You can kind of see where I stopped here, so I didn't get to that portion. Like I mentioned in the email, we wear a lot of hats here, so I can only do so much, working 7 days a week. So this quarter's in nice shape. Again, in the dog leg here, there's no rust or anything. They're all solid. This wheel's pretty clean. A little bit of that corrosion right in this area here. This one's been on a couple test drives too, so there is like a little bit of dirt and stuff on it, but I see what you mean on this side. It looks like someone caught their foot on this. I think that'll snap back down. I gotta pull this one up, and I believe that these are snapped in, so it just needs to be put underneath there. I'm sure someone caught something on that. So they are GM running boards though, they're not aftermarkets. So both these doors are in nice shape. There is little bits of dirt and stuff on here. I should have washed it before taking this video, but this wheel, same thing, tiny bit of corrosion there. And the tread depth is good on the tires, as I mentioned. They are 2 sets, Firestone on the back, and they're these Eco Saver auto grips on the front. Like I said, I mean, we have very limited margins on vehicles, so I really got to watch our spend. We did put a power steering gearbox in this one. So, I mean, there's expenses. The plastics, there's a little bit of like soap stuff from car washes on the mirror plastics here. Same with here, you always get that kind of bluing if they run them through a car wash. So the roof rack looks to be pretty clean. Let's see here. Show you let me see if I can show you the underside here first. So it does have surface rust, as I mentioned, but like if you look at all the suspension components and stuff, the bolts aren't rotted, they're just orange, so it's just surface. On that side, it's actually pretty clean. So and again, the rockers and everything on trucks in this area, they rust out like up in that wheel well because they're steel, and they rust down here. I really should have cleaned that off, sorry. So you can see there's like very light surface rust. The frame's still coated with the factory coating. You can still see the picture, the label, so that means that it hasn't been covered up or anything like that with undercoating or anything like that. So again, the floor is actually pretty clean on this one. Let me see if I can hold the phone and the light at the same time. The floor is actually pretty clean. Like I said, you got little surface rust on brackets that they don't paint from the factory, which is like that one. So overall, it's pretty clean. On a Minnesota truck or something, these edges would be all rusty and the floor would be rusty. This one is not. So rear diff and everything, you asked about suspension components. Obviously those bolts are not seized by any means. They would come out no problem. Oh. So in that area. So yeah, the differentials are all from places with snow and salt and stuff, you're gonna get like surface rust like this, but those bolts would come out no problem on the rear diff. Same with the shocks, those bolts would come out no problem. Yeah. Underneath here is pretty clean. There's a little surface rust on edges, but this is another area that rots out on trucks around here. This one, of course, is clean. All right, let's go to the inside here. Carpets are all in good shape. You asked about the dash. There's a couple tiny little marks here from someone probably with fingernails grabbing that. Let's see here. There are no cracks even by the light sensor. A lot of times in California and areas, the headliners shrink, so this kind of comes down here. This one looks good. The seats are in nice shape. Obviously, they're not perfect. They have 60,000 miles on them. There's a couple little scuffs on the glove box right down here. All the door bottoms, that's another thing to look at on rusty trucks. Door panels are in good shape. Headliner is in good shape. I'll have to start it up. The DVD player does work and the CD player works. I'll have to start it up for that though. Again, door bottoms, dog leg here, no rust. The carpets, the back seat's pretty immaculate. I would assume that it probably wasn't used much. It's in pretty good shape. I mean, if I were really, really picky and looking for something, you could see like a couple little, I don't even know, that might even clean off. The rear console's in good shape. I already showed you under the backside there. Again, in this area, it's pretty clean. And there's no rust in those areas, as I already mentioned. So, let's see if I can hold the phone again. Again, it's pretty clean. There's like, I mean, this would easily be one to undercoat, or you could certainly sandblast or wire brush or whatever. Just coat it. Obviously, you don't have to worry about salt and stuff down there, so very light surface rust. Jeez, got kind of dirty rolling around on the floor. This door bottom's in good shape. Dog leg's in good shape. There's like a little tiny little wear mark there from someone setting it on there. There's one little stain on the carpet there. Yeah, like on rusty Minnesota trucks, and these things will be rusty too, the door hinges. So driver door panels in pretty nice shape for the year. There is a, yeah, and it actually, a lot of times these come detached. The piece in here breaks, this one is not, so looks like it's in pretty good shape. Driver's seat does have like a little wear on the outer edge here. I think you can kind of see like right along here. But the plastic, the switches are all intact. Backrest is in pretty good shape. Backside bolster, pretty good shape too. So I have an interior guy who dyes stuff, but it's just not really worth dyeing for that little tiny spot. So. All right, hop in here. So again, the dash, I don't see any cracks or imperfections. There's a little dust or something, but same with the bezel, the cluster bezel. There's no cracks or anything like that in that. Center console appears to be in good shape. Sometimes these get worn too. So steering wheel, You can see the map lights are on right now. The light in the back is on. This one does not have a glove box light, so it wasn't optioned with a glove box light. The puddle lights on here. I don't remember if these mirrors have puddle lights. They do. The door lights, that one needs a bulb. I actually just took one out of another car, so I'll put a bulb in that one. Let's see if I can get the... I think you have to... So there's the puddle light on that side. You can see the reverse lights work. As I mentioned, I'll put a bulb in this one, so puddle light on this side. That's what I was going for. Puddle light on this side works too. Oops, unlock. And as I mentioned, this light works. And both those lights work. Alright, let's start it up here. I'm going to start a CD for you. So, there's no wear on any of the buttons or anything, which usually these are all worn off. That's all worn off. This one, there isn't any on there. So, right now the nav disc is in there. So, I'm going to eject that. Put in this Third Eye Blind CD. I just tested it, it does work. So you can see it plays. You can see both these controls work. Let's see here. Electrochromatic auto dimming mirror obviously works. Compass works. Yeah, I think I already went through the moonroof in the other video, but just show you the operation of that. So that operates as it should. The lights on both of these work as they should as well. Yeah, all the lights on the cluster and everything work. Let's see here. Let's go back and try and play the DVD player. You had mentioned remotes. Here's one of the remotes. I assume that's for the DVD player. You've also got navigation disc in here. And a couple other things. This is for the trailer brake wiring harness, I believe. So there's that. I'll send you a picture of this too, but this is the window sticker. Hopefully I'm not making you too dizzy here. So you can see Avalanche LT Preferred Equipment Group. These are the standard features. These are the Sun and Sound package, XM, power sunroof, navigation, rear seat entertainment. The steps were $585. It's got side impact airbags, locking rear diff. So looks like this one total was $46,464. It does have OnStar stuff here. It does have the factory owner's manual there. Yeah, looks like most of the original stuff comes with it. I haven't tested the batteries in this remote, so we'll go back there and give the rear entertainment a try. I did put a DVD in here already, so we should be able to turn this on. Give it a second to warm up. At least I think I put the DVD in there. Let's double check here. There we go. Now we got some loading. It might not, this DVD, oh no, it does work. Okay, I was gonna say, one of the DVDs I have sometimes doesn't read in these, but appears to work as it should. So, take my DVD out of there. If you're particular, I suppose you probably want to see the floor mats too. They all appear to be in pretty good shape. That floor mat. A little stain on that one or something, but that's the driver one. This passenger one, they all look to be in pretty good shape. Let's see if this remote does work. So I just turned it off with the remote. Grab my DVD before I forget it under there. Trying to think if there's anything else. I guess there's a tiny bit of wear on these little buttons now that the lights are on. I think that's about it. I suppose I can go over all the lights on the exterior here and make sure all those work for you. Those two are good. Fog lamp's good. Fog lamp's good. Those are both working. I can't test that rear brake light because I'm by myself. Actually, let me try this. Maybe I'll set the phone like this and it'll stand up. There we go. Alrighty, I think that should be about everything you asked for. I'll try and send you some pictures of that window sticker so you can see that well. I don't know, maybe you want to see the VIN matches there, VIN matches here, obviously. Can't really list them online if it doesn't, so. Alright, hopefully that answers most of your questions.